am a loan signing agent. And in layman terms, what a loan signing agent is someone who notarizes and signs loan documents. I never knew about this industry until I did my research, and I found out about it by Googling side hustles. I'm a mobile loan signing agent, so banks and escrow companies and title companies, they reach out to people like me to physically go to the borrower's house and take them through the entire document. So sometimes these buyer agreements can be up to 200 pages long. So as a loan signing agent, my job is to make sure that they understand what they're signing, make sure that they sign, initial, and date every document that's needed. And just if there's any questions that arise, then I will then reach out to the lender for any kind of advice. So that's what I do. So the very first thing that you need to do to become a loan signing agent is to be a notary. So just a brief description: a notary is a public officer of the state, any state that you apply for. You're their appointed officer to perform acknowledgments, oaths, affirmations, and verification. So that's what we are appointed to do as notaries. We're appointed to notarize and validate documents, stating that, you know, you're pretty much under oath, that you are signing a document saying it's true, you know, to the best of your knowledge. Now, in most states, you have to be a lawyer in order to become a loan signing agent. I did not have to be a lawyer to start this career. Okay. All right. So let's get to the list. So the first thing is that I encourage you to go to your Secretary of State's website, because each state is different. The requirements are different for each state. Okay. So I'm reading you what North Carolina actually required and requested of me. So they will do a background check. So if you have any felonies, if you've been convicted of any corruption or malpractice, if you've been impeached out of an office of any sort, and there's probably more. So again, like I said, you need to check for your local Secretary of State in order to, you know what it is that's required of you. But I can tell you this much: if you have a felony, you won't be approved, because they do a background check. So that's the first thing. The second thing is you must be 18 years or older. You must be 18 years or older. You must either live or have business in the state that you're applying for. You must speak English, clear English. You must possess a high school diploma or a GED. And you must be a legal citizen of the United States. Okay? That's just getting you through the door. That's just opening the door. All right. So the next thing is you must purchase this. My nails are terrible. I gotta get my nails done. I've been working so much. I can't even get my nails done. But anyway, you must purchase this book. There you go. So this is the North Carolina Notary Public Manual. And this is kind of like the Notary Public Bible. So you will need to get this. I got this from off of Amazon. It was like 25 bucks. So that's the first initial investment financially that I had to do, which is purchase this book for 25 bucks on Amazon. They have a paperback option, and they also have a hardcover option. I got the hardcover option. So it's because, you know, it lasts longer. You will need 2 forms of, sorry, got a little bubbly right there. Anyway, you will need 2 forms of ID. So I always keep my social security card and my driver's license handy. Your driver's license has to be current. It cannot be expired. If you have any kind of expired identification, that is a no-go. You might as well just wait until you can get a valid copy of your ID. You have to take an 6 to 8 hour course of instruction. Okay, and this is pretty much a whole day. So set aside a full day to do this. You can, again, go to your Secretary of State website, and they will give you a list of, will help you find some valid courses in your area that you can go take the test at. But make sure you're very careful about Like, be careful about searching online for like a valid school to go to, because it's a lot of scamming out here, and the last thing you want to do is pay your money for a course and you never get it because you've been scammed. So make sure that, like I say, go to your Secretary of State website so that you can make sure that you're getting the right information. So the course that I found was offered through a community college here in Charlotte, and it's called Central Piedmont Community College. And I took the course in the Matthews location. So the course was $140. So that's the second financial investment towards becoming a loan signing agent. I had to pay $140 for the course. I had to give them a call, and the young lady I spoke with gave me some days that they had available, and then I selected the ones I wanted to go to, and then that was it. We were ready to go. Also keep in mind, you will have to take this book with you and 2 forms of ID to class. Class is all day from 8 a.m. to about 5 p.m. So a little bit about the class. So when you go to the class, it is, of course, all day, and all you're going to do is look at a bunch of slides. It's kind of like, I got my real estate license, so it kind of reminded me of that. I was getting real estate vibes because it gives you all the legalities of being a notary, what you can do, what you can't do, just a lot of stuff to keep you out of jail, okay? Because this right here, if you are not careful, you can be sued if you're not following and abiding by the laws, okay? We're messing with the Secretary of State here. I thought, right, that it was going to be an open book test, because after the actual course, you have to take a 50-question test. And so I thought that the test was going to be open book. So I'm taking all my notes. I mean, I'm writing notes. I'm doing screenshots. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to ace this test of 100 all day. At the end of that course, that lady was like, close your books, put them away. Your area has to be clear. Put your phones away. I don't want to see anything on the desk. This is a closed book. My mouth dropped. I was so disappointed. But I did listen. So I guess I say that if you go into class thinking you're going to have an open book test, it's not going to be open book. It is closed book. So make sure you're listening. So you can take notes as well, but you're not going to be able to use them when the test comes. Okay. So after that, it was a 50-question test. And what helped me a little bit is that 25 questions were multiple choice, and the other half, the 25, was true or false questions. So I think the true or false questions kind of helped me get an advantage for the ones that I missed in multiple choice. The test itself is, you know, it's designed to make you think a little bit. So just be careful when you're reading the questions. Make sure you really think. She gave us an hour. I took literally every minute of that hour. Like, she had to say, ma'am, can you bring your test down for me? And I was just like, no, I'm not ready. I had so much anxiety. Yeah, it's 50 questions, 25 multiple choice, and 25 true or false. So took the test, brought it on down, and I made an 88. And each person would go down, and she would show them their test scores, and you had some leaving out with their head down. You had some people leaving out happy, and I was like, oh my God, which one am I going to be? Before the test, you are going to have to fill out an application. Okay, you will do that in the class. You will fill the application out to become a notary. Make sure when you're filling this application out that you fill it out no mess ups. You got to make sure you got everything neatly printed. Make sure you have all of your information down. Because if you're missing like your zip code, or your address is abbreviated, or your name is not right, like literally they will reject your whole application. And that's just such a waste of time. So make sure when you're in class and the instructor advised you to fill out your application, that you fill it out very slowly and you're writing it down. So at the end of the test, if you pass, your instructor will sign your application. And then after that, you will then go get $50 because you got to pay the Secretary of State $50 for the application fee. That's the third financial investment. Okay. You must submit your application to the Secretary of State within 3 months of passing your course. If you wait past 3 months, then you have to take the whole course all over again. If you pass, you go and you get a money order for $50. And then you have to get that application notarized. And I think my notary fee was about $5 or something like that. You're going to mail it to a P.O. box, and you really can't track, mail going to a P.O. box, but you can purchase a tracking number for that mail, and it will let you know when it's actually delivered. So I don't know about you, but whenever I mail something to a P.O. box, it gives me such anxiety because I'm like, oh my God, did it get there? Did they get it? You just don't know. So that gave me a little, sigh of relief when I got the text message that said, your mail has been delivered. Like, guys, I was so anxious. I was going to drive from Charlotte to Raleigh to drop off the money order and the application. It's COVID. They weren't really doing visitors. So I was like, all right, I'm going to have to just trust in God and just hope and pray that it gets there. So once you mail it off, it does take about like 3 weeks before you're going to hear anything back, because they're doing your background check. They're checking you out pretty much. All up in your background. Okay. In about 2 weeks, I called. So I wouldn't recommend calling them I wouldn't call them after a week of sending it. I would call them literally wait about 2 weeks. So I waited 2 weeks and I gave them a call to follow up, and the lady said, yes, we received your application. We're still in the process of your background check or whatever. We'll let you know when we're done. They emailed me my certificate letter saying that I was approved and that I can now become a notary. So I was super excited, and it took me about 3 weeks before I got that email. So they will email you, which is a good thing, because I thought they was going to mail it to me, but they emailed me. So once you get the email, you're gonna call them, schedule an appointment, and then when you go to the Register of Deeds, they're gonna have you swear in, and you're gonna hold up your right hand and have your other hand on the Bible, or is it your left hand? Then you're gonna hold up your left hand and have your right hand on the Bible. And then after you get sworn in, you pay them your $10 for the processing fee, and then they give you this beautiful thing here. Once you do that, then you have your state of North Carolina certificate. And now you can do notary acts, which is notarize documents. So once you do that and you have this in hand, now all you have to do is order your notary stamp. I got mine from off of the NNA. So that is the National Notary Association. That's going to be your best friend when it comes to becoming a successful notary. You can order your whole packet, your whole notary packet from there. Also, becoming a notary or a signing agent, you will need to have errors and omission, okay? And that's insurance. And for 1 year, it's $148. So, all right, so I had to get a stamp, a fingerprint pad, a journal, some paper grips, like the little things you put on your finger so you can go through all the papers. I had to get that. All of this pretty much came up to be about $300. So that was a lot of money. But I mean, not that much, but it was a good bit. But not for, I mean, it was worth it. Looking at where I'm at now, it was very worth it. Which you got to do another background check, because the National Notary Association will do another background check on you. And you will also have to take another exam, and you got to pass that exam. And once you pass those last two things, your second background check and your loan signing exam, now you're officially a loan signing agent. You're certified. So now here comes the fun part, right? So I'm gonna brush through this really quick because I'm gonna make another video on how I became successful at this. I think a lot of it's attributed to, like, I'm a very hard worker. Not only that, I do want to thank myself though. No, but I purchased a $500 training. It's by Mark Walls, and he has the loan signing agent system. I followed it. Everything he told me to do, I did. So once you become a loan signing agent and you pass your exam and you pass your second background check, you're ready. I hope that I was able to shed a little bit more light on the loan signing world, which a lot of people don't know about. Also, if you want more information, you can go on to YouTube and type in loan signing. There's a plethora of videos about how to get started in the industry. And yeah,